Owner of Talon Talents here, and I just want to say that we are ecstatic to be a major sponsor of HomeFront Sitrep, a community that is ran by veterans and made for veterans. So thank you for tuning in. Talon Talents was formed in order to create a music scene that was together in the form of a collective, so that no one has to do everything on their own. And guess what? We've been doing this for free for over a year. So please go and check out Talon Talents through Facebook or through our official website at www.talontalents.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you again for tuning in to HomeFront Sitrep, a veteran-owned and operated podcast just for you.
My name's Rick Ames. I own Louisville Local Entertainment, a company for music shows, promotions, and bookings in the Louisville music scene. As a veteran, it's my honor to support and sponsor local veteran-owned businesses such as HomeFront Sitrep, made by veterans for veterans. So if you're in the music business and need some help booking or promoting a show for free, look me up. Louisville Local Entertainment. And thanks for tuning in to HomeFront Sitrep.
Gear up in style wearing Got Your Six apparel. Every purchase makes a difference. It's more than just clothing, it's a statement of gratitude. Upgrade without breaking the bank. Discover cost-effective, high-quality clothing made in the USA. Each shirt is handcrafted by our team in the great state of Texas and shipped for free to your front door. Got Your Six is where quality meets purpose. We're a small veteran-owned business that takes pride in the mission and the value of our products. Join us in growing a community, supporting our heroes, veterans, and first responders by wearing a custom design.
I thought you'd never ask.
Visit sameflagsameoath.com and use the code TRIPLETHREAT for 10% off. Follow us on all social media platforms for any upcoming releases or events, and you can reach out to us with questions anytime. We are here to support our brothers and sisters.
Hey guys, Mac Verdi here with Veteran Mortgage Solutions. As rates are dropping, home values are going to start to go up. It's time to start looking if you're looking to purchase a home. That being said, we are an all-military veteran loan officer team. We know the ins and outs of the VA home loan. We are considered the experts in this field. Give us a call today. Go to our website, veteranmortgagesolutions.com. Fill out my quick form. I'll give you $500 off for closing costs. Have a great day.
Welcome, everybody, to a Monday edition of HomeFront Sitrep. Hopefully, everybody had a good weekend and good last week, since we didn't have a show last night on Sunday because it was Mother's Day. Candace, how are you, and how was your Mother's Day?
I'm good. Mother's Day was wonderful. I feel like you forgot how to do this. We didn't even do
I
our
know.
intro.
Oh, I didn't do that.
No.
God bless.
No.
It is a Monday, man. Let me
Mother's
tell
Day,
you.
yeah, but Mother's Day was wonderful. I spent it with my baby and my mom, so I spent the weekend up there, and yeah, it was really good, really, really good. Just Good quality time.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, yesterday we traveled. So we got up yesterday morning, went to church. The wife had all her ducks in a row. So we went to church, and then after church, we drove to Shelbyville to spend time with her sister, my wife's sister, and her mom. And then we went from there. We drove from there to Barstown and hung out with my mom and my sisters and my nieces and my nephews and, of course, my family. And we went to a restaurant. We had a party of 10. Okay. We had a party of 10.
Mm-hmm.
They set us down. And when we first got there, they had some outside seating. It was a beautiful day yesterday.
It was gorgeous.
And I was like, can we sit outside? And they're like, fine, that's fine. That's fine. So we waited our 40-minute wait, which I kind of figured it was going to be busy. We get in, we go, the buzzer goes off. We go in and they go to sit us down at a table inside. And I was like, I thought we were going to sit outside. And the hostess was like, oh, that's right. Y'all want it outside. And I was like, no, it's fine. It's nothing to complain about. So we sat down inside. We sat there for maybe 10, 15 minutes. And then finally our server comes. So it already started, kind of on the bad foot anyway. So we were sitting there, we order. My nephew, my youngest nephew, he's like 5. He's like, Mom, I'm hungry. So we went ahead and ordered his food when we ordered the appetizers, right? 45 minutes later, the food still hadn't got there.
Not even the appetizers. Did you have drinks?
Finally, we did finally get drinks.
Was
and
it a
then
restaurant in Barstown?
Yeah, it was a restaurant in Boston. I'm not going to call it out by name, but it just snowballed from there. Well, at the end, we all get up, and I left my wife in there and my 2 sisters to pay. They were paying for their bills, and we were paying for our bill. And my wife's like, "You need to go outside," because for one, my steak I ordered it medium, and it came out well done.
Like, get out.
It came out well done. I was mad. I was not very happy.
No.
As soon as she put it down in front of me, it was burnt. And I was like, this steak is going to be bad. So I cut it open before she even left. Sure enough, there was no pink at all. It was well done.
Did
I
you
was
tell
like,
her?
Oh, yeah. I sent it back. I will not eat.
Were you guys there like 4 or 5 hours?
Oh, we were there 3 hours.
Jesus.
But so the wife sends me and, my 2 kids out, and Ben and Trip comes out. My mom goes out. So at least the 3 sisters there, they were paying, the bill. Well, they come out, and the server, poor girl, I did not know this, but it was her second day on the job. And they give her a party of 10.
On Mother's Day.
If I had known that, of course, I wasn't rude to the lady. I was like, hey, this steak's overdone.
Well, it wasn't her fault. She didn't cook it.
Right.
That's the thing, is everybody's always mean to the servers.
Right.
It's like, they didn't do that.
So, and it just, everybody was in a very bad mood because it took forever to get the food. My nephew was not having a good time. My daughter's, Grace didn't even wind up eating her chicken and fries that she got. Now, granted, when I got my steak, finally, I ate it, and then I ate my baked potato, and boom, I was done. But no,
Hold on, did the mamas have good food? That's what's really important about yesterday. Did the mamas have good
Julie had a steak. Her steak was fine. Of course, if her steak wasn't fine, she wouldn't argue. She wouldn't argue it anyway. My mom had, I think my mom got a steak too, and she was fine. Her steak was, actually, her steak was not cooked enough. It was too red.
You should have just traded her.
No, she had a 6 ounce. I had a 12 ounce. I wasn't going to take
yeah. So I don't want to tell you that Becca made authentic burrito tacos yesterday in elotes. And
I could care less about that. I'm not a big fan of tacos.
No, it is not regular tacos.
But burrito tacos,
sloppy, juicy.
No, I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of that. Good. Now, I did happen to go to
I ate good yesterday.
We did go to the Mount Washington Spring Festival on Saturday. And Craig, who's a veteran, he's got a food truck, and like me and him, I've talked to him several times and stuff like that. And I walked up and I was going to order some wings from. He's got Jamaican wings and some baked mac and cheese and stuff. So I walked up, and he goes, "Have you ever had oxtail?" And I was like, "Long time ago," and it was not very good. Like, it wasn't cooked properly. And he goes, "Well, you need to try my oxtail." So he pulls me a little piece off, smooth like butter. It was better than roast beef. and I love roast beef.
Is this after you guys went to eat yesterday?
No, this was Saturday.
Oh,
When we
okay.
were at the Mount Washington Spring Festival. But the good thing is there was music there. So they had some live bands. They had the Rockin' Cowboys up there, and then they had another. They did have one veteran singer that was just doing an acoustic set there. So he just had his acoustic guitar up there, and he was just playing away. And that kind of leads us to our show tonight. We got Guitars for Vets. We got Mr. Tom, Groovin' Tom, coming on here in just a few minutes, and he's going to talk about Guitars for Vets. And we've talked about it on numerous shows before, how music is a healing. You know, the healing within music is good for veterans that suffer from PTSD and hypervigilance and anxiety.
It's so good for so many things.
Yeah,
music is just it's healing.
It's like so,
music and nature together, like those are the healers. And
yeah,
I'm super excited about this one. I've looked into them so much and what they've done. And
so if you're out there watching in Facebook land or YouTube or MUPS, Military United Podcast, or LinkedIn or Heroes Media Group, you can go to Guitars for Vets, the number 4, so guitarsforvets.org, and you can see the site there. Or you can go to CAVARTS, that's CAVARTS .org as well, and join there. And then within CAVARTS, which we'll get into that here in a minute, but there's all kinds of things in CAVARTS for veterans in the arts. So you got, if you want to learn how to paint, I'm sure that's there. If you want to learn how to play guitar, that's on there. With Guitars for Vets is on there. There's cyber chapters on there. So there's all kinds of things to do within CAVARTS. So it's super cool, and they got a feed kind of like Facebook, but for veterans. So there's no drama, no bullshit. It's pretty legit. So
there's veterans. There's drama.
Well, there's banter between the veterans, but that not like you don't see all that political,
no Karens.
Yeah, no political shit and stuff like that. So. But anyway, let's bring Mr. Tom Lamog up to the stage. Welcome, Tom. How are you?
Hey, Candace, Willis, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming on and sharing this next hour and a half, 2 hours, however long we can go. I know you're on a time crunch because you're a super busy man.
A few things going on, yeah, for sure. But it's great to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you. Now, do us a favor and introduce yourself and your military background, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, I'm Tom Lamog, also known as Groovin' Tom online. I am, I am the son of a U.S. Marine Corps veteran who served in Korea. I'm his eldest son. I never served, but I am told from friends of mine who did serve in the Marine Corps that I had 18 years of boot camp. And it really didn't occur to me until I was told that. It's like, you know what? That I'm going to use that line. I think that's accurate. It's kind of like 18 years, and then I moved on, but remained close with my dad, who I had the utmost respect for. A lot of the things that he did while he was serving, and after all of that, the values that he got from the Marine Corps stayed with me, and I'm keeping it with me, even though he passed last year. So, hey, it's all great. It's all great. I've got the memories of some great things about his life, and I want to take a lot of that. Some of it, of course, being music, just a lot of, real life lessons that he learned from the Marine Corps that I carry with me all the time, including my work for Guitars for Vets. So there's a lot of inspiration from what I've learned, and then over through the years, playing guitar since I was 16, and I'm now retired. So upwards of 50 years of playing guitar, and then now taking that to the veteran community at Guitars for Vets. I've been with them for 2 years now, and in that time, I've come to know many number of veterans who have served in the various branches, and just really enjoying it immensely. So 2 years in, And so yeah, that's my military experience is non-existence aside from what my dad put me through.
Well,
He'll accept that.
no, yeah, definitely, because I mean, you're the son of a Marine, and I know, like, the Marine Corps that I went through, compared to the Marine Corps that he went through, was a lot different, a lot harder back in the day when he was going through. And I know a lot of Marines bring that home, and their home life is structured just like the Marine Corps. So even though you never technically served in the military, you did serve, and just like your mom, she served as well, because anytime that dad went on deployment, you and your mom always wondered, is dad coming home, depending on the type of deployment that he went to. And a lot of people forget that, with parents, they forget it with the spouse, they forget it with the children, that if dad or mom is serving, they're still serving back home too. It might be in a different capacity, but they're still serving as well. So that's why when we talk to a lot of veteran service organizations, we look for the ones that focus on the families as well. And I think you kind of do that with Guitars for Vets as well. You focus on the veterans, but you also focus on the family members of veterans as well. And we talked offline when we first met, and we talked about a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and got to know each other a little bit. And so sorry to hear about your dad, which I think I told you that before.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Yeah. But the takeaway from all of that to me was, okay, now that he's passed, the lessons learned from that, just reflecting on his entire life, and me having the opportunity to spend it with him all those years, it kind of, now I understand the importance of serving, and really what was it about the man in the Marine Corps that fueled him to become what he became, and all of the things that I never really knew the answers to, and reflecting on all of that, and also talking to like yourself and others who have served. It's almost like this big picture puzzle, and the pieces are scattered, but they're slowly coming into place based on a lot of the conversations that I've had. Those conversations fill those gaps and put those pieces together. So it's very positive for me on just looking back at my dad's life and all. Every time that I'm working with a veteran, in the back of my mind, it's kind of like, he's always there, kind of just kind of cheering me on, and
I love
doing the
that.
right thing, kind of a thing. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks, Candace. I never knew that. You'd not see me saying this a couple years back, when he was still alive.
But that's a beautiful puzzle to put together, isn't it?
I'm loving it. I mean, meeting so many, the opportunities to have met veterans and their families, even first responders. It's just a different perspective. That my dad has given me, and because again, I had no real interaction with the veteran community until Guitars for Vets a couple years ago. So it was all. This is a giant question that I would really like to get some answers for. And after starting to teach veterans of various skill sets and various issues, it started to become clear to me that, all right, now I'm getting a bigger picture of what this is all about. I think the one thing that I never really knew why this was being said is "thank you for your service," which was something to me. It's like it just seems so empty to me. But now, now I know why that needs to be said, and the meaning behind it, and really the action that we as civilians really need to take to make that really mean something. So this is my way of saying thank you for your service, is to put in the hours and putting the materials together and doing live events for our veterans. Thank you for your service.
Well, it's a whole new world. It's a different community to become a part of as a civilian.
Yeah. So Candace is a civilian, and she's been in the veteran service organization world for the last 20 plus years.
Way to go. Way to go.
And,
Yeah.
I've been, I did my time in the Marine Corps, got out in 04.
Yeah, my daddy's my hero.
Yeah,
Like
her
he said,
dad's a
he was
veteran.
Army.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, I got out in 04 and, I got involved in all these different veteran charities and service organizations and stuff like that. And got my kids involved in as well. And, for me being a veteran, it's the heartfelt moment is not the recognition that I get, but it's seeing that veteran's face when, we take them a hot sandwich from Mission Barbecue, or we take them, socks, or we take them, whatever they need. And just to see their sheer excitement of receiving those gifts, because now they can live on the street another 6 months or so. That's what it is for me. I don't care about the recognition. I don't care about, my name being in spotlights or anything like that. It's all about the, how they react and how they're so moved by somebody taking time out of their day to go spend it with them.
I love it when he does this. He goes in these little tangents.
I do.
And he forgets that even though for him it's not the recognition or something of him being a veteran, for you and I, he's still that veteran that we're recognizing. And it's the same thing when we see that look on his face. It's that you get the goose pimples. I got them now. Look at mine. You see them. But it helps you lay down at night. Like you can lay your head down and
it really does. And you know what it comes to me as a surprise is that I don't expect that, but when it comes from nowhere and it's comments like, "You have no idea how you've changed my life."
Yeah.
Teaching me how to pluck strings on a guitar. And it's kind of like from this guy who's been performing for 10 years and, doing a lot of studio work and working with other musicians. I don't even think about stuff like that. And when you hear that right there in front of you, it's kind of like jaw dropping to me. It's kind of like, you're welcome. I had no idea that, it was that kind of an impact. And I hear that. I've heard that from just about all of my students, and it just really shivers,
Oh yeah.
That never lessens. Like each time, it's never going to be normal. It's never going to be like, oh, I expected that. Never will it be that way. In 20 years, it's never been different.
And even being a veteran, it doesn't go away either. So like last year, we did our first Operation Veteran Santa. And we put a feeler out there in the community, and we were looking for a veteran family in need. And and somebody reached out to us, and there was a veteran and his wife that had children of their own, and then they adopted, or they didn't adopt, but they took in 3 nephews and a niece. And for around Christmas time, they were struggling. They didn't have, of course, he's on a limited budget. He's 100% disabled, and they were on a limited budget. So we reached out to the community that they had no idea what was coming. And the day that we went down there, we had the police department involved with the police chief of police, 2 fire trucks, and all big caravan. And just seeing those kids' faces light up because they're receiving gifts from. Right. Oh, it was so priceless. And dude, it brought tears to my eyes to see this grown man, this veteran, that he didn't think that somebody in the community would do something like that for him. He didn't think that his family was deserving enough of that, and he was too proud to ask for help. But afterwards, when the police was there, the fire department was there, and we were all there. We were, he hugged every one of us. His wife did too, as well. And, and that right there, they asked if we wanted the news there, like the news media. And I was like, no, that's not what we're doing it for. We don't want that. We just want the kids to have a great Christmas. We want this family to have a great Christmas. We had food. People brought food. Like we had 2 hams, a turkey, and all the fixings. And it was just amazing. And this year we're doing it on a larger scale. We're trying to get 2 families from each county. So, but that's a whole different show. We're gonna talk about guitars for vets and cav arts.
But I like this. I kind of like want to celebrate the holidays early.
Oh,
But
yeah.
no, we can talk about guitars.
It's
sure.
almost July.
So
Yeah. There's a holiday coming up this
Oh,
month,
yeah.
and then in July,
my 4th and my
June
birthday's
as well.
coming
Yeah,
up
it's all-
too. So,
yeah. I
Father's
understand it's Military Awareness Month or
Yeah.
Military Appreciation Month, and then PTSD Awareness Month next month.
Yeah.
So we've got some celebrating to do. But happy to talk about guitars. What would you like to know?
So after meeting you, and I added you, and then I followed Guitars for Vets on Facebook, and now I'm seeing chapters all over the United States with Guitars for Vets.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when did Guitars for Vets come about?
Mhm.
Who started it, and then
We're going into ancient history here.
how did you get involved with Guitars for Vets?
Yeah. Well, let's see. 2007. You had a guitar player, Patrick Nedeshine, and Dan Van Puskirk, who was with the Marine Corps veteran with the Marine Corps, interested in learning how to play guitar, and Patrick basically put him through what happened to be the first student, the training, learning how to play guitar, and that was 2007. I wasn't there for that, but I'm only able to kind of interpret what it is that the stories that have been passed on since then. Gosh, I mean, the website itself tells you a little bit about the number of chapters that are out there. There are there are a lot. Let's just say that there are a lot out there.
Yeah.
But we're still continuing to grow that number. I want to say 400 for some reason, but
Wow.
but here's the thing: is they're not in all states. They're in 40 of the 50 states. So I believe Guitars for Vets is always looking to grow that number into more states. If you happen to go into Guitars for Vets right now and take a look at how to start a chapter, then there's a process that you have to follow, and they're completely behind you. The organization itself is wanting to make that individual and that chapter, whether it be driven by the VA or maybe from the American Legion or whoever, to succeed. So it's something that we're continuing to see grow, and we're seeing a lot of participation, and you'll see the numbers. I think if you scroll down, it's like 800,000 lessons and 8,000 guitars were sent.
So that's
there you go. 80,000
thing on Facebook. When you read the Facebook page, I was excited because it said it's given 800 guitars away and 5,000 lessons. I was like, wow.
What's a zero?
I was going to ask if that's changed, and clearly by thousands.
Yeah, 80,000 lessons and distributed over 8,000 guitars.
Can you imagine? And I'm responsible for a dozen of those. Not that it's about me, but my colleagues and I are. We're always busy. We're always. I've got one student that I'm teaching right now, and it's It's about 11 lessons, and they're about an hour each. And by the time we're done, then hopefully, not only will the veteran, receive a package, which is a free guitar and the accessories that go with it, like a case and the capo and the picks and the songbook as well. But more importantly, from what I've seen in the students and the veterans that I've taught, is they appreciate just the light in their eyes. It's like, thank you so much. And to me, that was like, I think my mission, my work here is done. It's done, so to speak. So, I mean, there's still now the rest of the journey. Now that the introduction piece, the Guitars for Vets, will put each veteran student through. The question then becomes all right, what's really the next step? And that's where Cav Arts comes in.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to
Yeah.
stop there because there's a lot to digest right
Oh
there.
yeah,
I'm blown away by the numbers right now. That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. I don't think I can
Yeah.
get into that right now.
So there's over 130 chapters in more than 40
Okay.
states with the
Yeah,
help
there we
of
go.
hundreds
There's a
of
number. It's not
volunteers.
400. We're shooting for 400, obviously, but 130 sounds right. Okay.
Yeah, 130 chapters in more than 40 states.
That's a lot of chapters. Like, regardless, that's a
And
lot of chapters.
if you look at the
Mm-hmm.
chapter map, I'm gonna bring. Let me.
You're going to show the dots on the map
Yeah,
itself.
let's see if here we go. Let's share this screen. Yeah, because we need to. All right, so here's the map. If you let's zoom in a little bit. Let's see.
We need some more in Kentucky. I can already see it.
Well, there's 1, 2, maybe 2 in Kentucky.
We need more.
But you can see how they're scattered all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
You got a bunch in the Northeast.
Yeah.
The Midwest has got a buttload of chapters.
There's a lot. Mm-hmm. We're based, by the way, in Milwaukee, so Wisconsin is where it all started, and then we do a lot of work in Nashville, as you can probably guess, Music City and all.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's grown across the U.S.
It's not showing a lot of chapters in Tennessee.
Well, it's just one right there, and then
the one it's probably Memphis, and the other one's in Nashville, I believe. I think.
Yeah,
that's
it's only showing one on Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah, it's showing just Nashville.
I guess we're working on that.
But yeah, there are a buttload of chapters. I mean, they're all over the country. I mean, there's some states that don't have, like South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana. They don't have, chapter. Actually, Montana has one. North Dakota has one.
No, Idaho.
Idaho might have one. Oh, that's Washington. So yeah, there's a few states that don't have guitars for vets, and I think it might be because it's so sparse, and like your population is so sparse in that area. Maybe.
Chances are that is a true statement, because let's just put it this way: if there's no guitar shop there, they're probably not selling guitars in that part of the country. So
I bet there's a lot of guitar playing out there.
There probably is.
Maybe banjos.
Maybe.
Banjos. They've got pianos, I'm sure. Everyone wants to learn to play a piano first, or not everyone, but most people want to go to that first, or band instruments. But guitars, on the other hand, I will say this is that you saw in the 40 states, we've got a presence. These are physical chapters. These are where veterans will go in. They're going to meet their instructor. They're going to have an in-person lesson. They can participate in jam sessions or learning sessions, whatever activities. Even they've got the events where they are trying to raise funds, so fundraising events that they will show up to and maybe participate in a play along session. And when that doesn't happen, when there isn't a chapter near you, that's where my colleagues and I from the cyber chapter of Guitars for Vets will step in and provide the next best thing, which is it's going to be online instruction. So it's not going to be face-to-face in person, but it will be camera to camera, computer to computer. And, we're finding that after the pandemic started, that was really a solution that we needed to really pursue. And we've had dozens and dozens of veterans go through the virtual training itself through the cyber chapter, and they're just they're up to speed like everyone else is at the physical chapters. So
it's just awesome. It's given an opportunity to people that aren't close by something, but they're still able to participate and have that relief.
See,
absolutely.
I really like the program, because I've always wanted to play guitar, and I never really. I love music. Like I love all genres of music except for maybe classical, and it's something that when I was younger, we had people that would come to the house, and they'd sit around the kitchen table and they'd be strumming on the guitar and
Mhm.
singing Rocky Top and all the old
Mhm.
classics back in the day. And as a young child sitting there, just jamming with them, not playing a guitar or anything, but just sitting there jamming with them and beating my leg and stuff.
Did
It's
you want to
just
be part of that?
Oh, I did for
Oh, yeah,
sure.
that was me too. Yeah.
And so I just looked in for Kentucky. I live in Mount Washington, and y'all have a chapter in Lexington, and you have one in Barstown.
Mhm.
Barstown's only 20 minutes. That's where I grew up. So
Let's keeping you.
Oh, you know what it is you realize to learn how to play some of those songs, you have to read music.
Oh, I could read music. So in high school, I played piano. Like I played piano in high school. I took a course, that taught me piano and stuff like that. So I can play, a little bit of piano. I'm not like, I didn't stick with it. So I didn't become a maestro or anything, but I love playing piano back then. And so she learned something new every day.
Well, here's what you should know. Two things. One, part of the Guitars for Vets program itself, when we're teaching the veterans, not only to strum and to make chords and all of the essentials, like what are the parts of a guitar. There's also, let's show you how to read chord and vocal charts. Okay, I mean, we can show you notes and all that, but some people are like, no, that's just too much for me. I want to learn how to play, an Elvis song. So go ahead and say, okay, here are the lyrics, and here's the chords, and here's where the chord changes take place. And we show our students how to do that, not only on a one-on-one training, but we also have another live event program called iJam that allows these students to receive a demonstration and participate actively with an instructor as they learn these songs together. So it's another one of those benefits that we're finding with the cyber chapter. We're able to teach stuff like this. For instance, on the behind me, usually I have like a green screen and a PowerPoint presentation that shows the lyrics and the chords. And then we go through these songs every first Thursday of the month, and it's almost like being in class, except it's all virtually, and it's all right there on your computer screen. And the added bonus to that is they can hear me sing and play, but I can't hear them, and no one else can hear them, so they can do whatever they want. They can noodle all they want, they can strum, they can finger pick, they can sing harmonies. No one will ever know. So it's kind of like the privacy of their own home. They could be a rock star,
Well, that's awesome.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look into the Kentucky, the Barstown chapter. Like I said, it's only 20, 25 minutes. Matter of fact, I was in Barstown last night. So,
and hey, get this, after you're done with lessons, guess what? You get a guitar.
Yeah.
It's a free guitar, and it's a nice guitar for a beginner just getting out of learning how to play strumming and stuff like that. It's like it does the job for sure, and Guitars for Vets does that for all its graduates.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to look into it. And then you got, after they get done with the the 11 lessons or however many lessons that you guys give them through Guitars with Vets, and then you got Cav Arts, which I'm going to bring up on the screen here.
Great. Yeah, Cav Arts. So the reason that Cav Arts came about, it was something, and this is outside of Guitars for Vets, but Vince Gill, Amy Grant, big names in country and Christian music, they decided, we want to start this organization to benefit veterans, and they're going to do this through the arts. This is going to be so anything that's relating to arts. They were big drivers behind the creation of Cav Arts, and then we were approached the Guitars for Vets as the choice of guitar instruction. And when we created that partnership I believe last year, 2023 January, our director of online learning at that time, Paul Lilly, and I were just kind of like, well, okay, well, what do we want to do? We have nothing. We have lessons. We can show them how to play, but what happens, when you come into the community, and there are players who have already graduated from the Guitars for Vets program, and there were a lot who said, you know what, now that we're done, what do we do now? So that was really the starting point for Paul and me to create these programs, in addition to the introduction to acoustic guitar, to learn how to sing, learn how to jam, maybe get stories of inspiring stories of combat veterans who have become singer-songwriters, and even a program where we virtually walk into a guitar shop and pick out these different items and talk about it with a panel of instructors. And we have these types of programs that are no longer for the beginner. It's kind of like, okay, it's for everyone who's graduated and beyond. And we call that the Guitars for Vets Learning Center of CAVAR.
Which is what we got here.
You could do this and maybe be ready and be one of the veteran guitarists at the concert.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Hey, everyone has an equal shot at it. We teach you. We're really accessible to you all the time as a student. And this community here is pretty vibrant. I mean, there are a lot of veterans who ask their questions, who receive training. They learn from, how to play the blues licks, how to, select a different type of guitar made of different woods, strumming patterns. I mean, it's like we do everything. It really is a one-stop.
Yeah, what's fitting to the veteran, like case by case, I'm assuming.
Yeah, very true. And if you, hey Willis, if you click on feed, if you, if you take a look at that, well, you don't have to if you don't want to.
Well,
but if you take a look at the feed itself, this is going to show you the day-to-day stuff, things that come in, and people who are either veterans or students or the instructors. They'll come in and they'll post things. It's really, questions, comments, suggestions, demonstrations, live event programming that we've got. We've got, the chord wheel here, which is something that our post grads are interested in learning. It's kind of like, okay, if I want to play a song in a certain key, what other chords might I run into? What other chords will I need to learn, instead of learning all 12 chords, or that, it's not 12, basic chords, but there are so many offshoots of those chords.
Right.
Why? Yeah. So, so this is all under the feed itself, and it makes for interesting reading. And one of these days, Willis, you have to get back in there and we just scroll down there and get a sense of, you may be new, you may be interested, and see some of the stories of those who thought, I don't want to learn how to be a rock star. I just want to understand how to strum, or, just show me what I need to know to learn how to play these 3 chords so I can go to a blues jam, kind of a thing.
I mean, because essentially what you're doing for these veterans is giving them an outlet.
Yeah.
Like and then giving an opportunity for that to continue after their lessons. And now they have this tool that they can get on at CAVARTS and really get a lot more information and go and maybe find something and go, oh, I didn't think about that, and I want to try that, or I want to learn that. And I'm assuming because of this, like, there's an open communication with whoever the instructor or teacher was for the veteran afterwards.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, many of the instructors are on CAVARTS. There are a core number of instructors like myself. I'm one of the consultants for CAVARTS, for the G4V Learning Center. So I'll go ahead and do program development, lead the live events. There are only a handful of us who do that, but there are a number of instructors who work behind the scenes to answer questions, to provide guidance, support to any veteran who might have a question. And it's been a vibrant community, a lot of two-way that goes on between the student and the instructor. And we get a number of people signing up for our live events who are interested in these different topics that we offer. And it's been really awesome to see these last about almost 18 months now to see what it started off with, which was basically we'll teach you how to play acoustic guitar, to so many more wonderful programs. One that I'm really really proud of is when the instructors, not the instructors, but basically the veterans who are learning how to play, maybe they've graduated and they're trying to figure out, well, what do I do now after I've learned how to play and I'm still learning how to do some of these more intermediate level skills and all. They're looking for inspiration. It's kind of like, what good is what I'm doing? What good is it? And that's when one of the programs that was created called Song Sung True, a veteran's view, I actually go out and I look for singer-songwriters, combat veterans who've turned music into not only something therapeutic, but also something that has become a career for them. And we invite our veteran student learners to basically be a part of the conversations that I have with these combat veterans and talk to them about what kind of guitar do you play, what made you want to buy that guitar, what started you off in songwriting, and were your parents involved with music. It's all things music geared towards the veteran itself, the singer-songwriter. And we've done, I believe, 9. We've got 3 more lined up in the month of May and a couple in June so far. And it's we're trying to touch on all of these different options for our veteran learning community. Every option that we can think of. It's impossible to capture them all, and we keep an open mind to suggestions and such. But Cav Arts is definitely, if you're interested in your community of viewers are watching, if they're interested in finding out more about Cav Arts, just know this: if you are a veteran, there's no cost to enroll, no cost at all. So if you want to not only see what Cav Arts is doing with the arts, and that includes leather, like working with leather, photography, writing, and of course guitars, cavarts.org, and just fill out the information, and hopefully before you know it, you'll be in checking all this stuff out that I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, there's so many things. Like when Tom showed me this, like we were on the Zoom call and we were, I signed up for it and we started going through. I mean, there's everything on here. And me and Tom talked offline where we were going to try to see if we can get something for podcasting as well, because there's a buttload of veteran podcasters, and it is a form of an art form. It's just a different type of art form compared to, it's entertainment basically. So we're trying to see what we can do about getting a podcast section set up here, because Tom as well does a podcast as well where he brings in veteran singer-songwriters and talk about their journey in music and stuff like that, which is awesome. And so you got some upcoming events. Today is
we do.
So on this Wednesday you got Guitar Brigade, 2 lessons, knowing your fretboard. It's a view event. Let's see, because knowing your fretboard and finger picking, which is a online Zoom meeting that you can go to.
And all of the live events that we do are Zoom. It seems to work for our community. When we end up doing live events, it's like, it would be nice to reach a larger audience, and we're working on something like that. But the Guitar Brigade was a program that started, I believe, in March or so. And what we ended up doing was trying to gear the information, the presentation, towards those who just recently graduated. But these are techniques they may have heard about that we thought, okay, let's just do a real quick overview, an hour-long session on what do you need to know to play the blues, for instance. It's kind of like, everyone wants to play the blues. So what we try to do, we got 2 instructors that will lead the discussion, provide samples, demonstrations as well too, and everyone just gets to watch and maybe do hands-on and kind of play along as well too. And we've seen a number of people jump on board on that particular live event, because most of the people that are members of our community are fairly new. So they will jump on these live events when they can, and they hang out afterwards too. It's almost kind of like, okay, are we ready to go now after an hour and 15?
No.
Yeah, it's just a wonderful. They're so appreciative, just like I mentioned earlier, just like we talked about earlier. It's like they're so thankful that we take the time and show them how to do whatever it is that we're teaching.
No, I love it. I mean, and you like I said, there's so many things that you guys do, and you got events all through the month of May. You got a few events scheduled. You got Song So True, a Veterans View featuring U.S. Army veteran. Then you got that's on the 16th.
I was looking at the next one. That's good.
Yeah, this Thursday, just so you know, you probably are thinking, wow, these three artists look familiar. Well, Derek Stoner, based in Missouri, and he is also making an appearance at Hero Stock, which I know that Jason was talking about in your previous episode. He's going to be this Thursday. Then Tuesday next week, you may have heard of Scotty Hastings, who's like a rising Nashville country artist.
He just dropped his debut album.
Yeah. I interviewed him back in March of last year, before all of the really incredible things that happened to him. It was basically, I just want you to be on my first show, and he was the first interview I did for Song Sung True. And since then, it's kind of like, dude, I think we have some things to talk about. Do you want to come back? And he was gracious enough to say yes. So that'll be a week from tomorrow. It'll be next week.
Nice. Next Thursday.
It should be Tuesday.
Oh,
and
Tuesday.
Then Jason, you already know Jason Steiner. He's going to be coming back with a special guest, believe it or not, on the 29th, I believe. So we're pretty we're excited about the number of combat veterans that have basically said, we're singer-songwriters, we want to play, we want to tell you our stories. And I'm thinking, I'm all ears, man. Come on, we've got an audience who wants to talk. And the music that you share with us, sometimes it's like, wow, no one else has heard this. This is coming off a new album, and you're doing, and it's like, yeah, we know, we appreciate you too. Guitars for Vets. So it's pretty awesome.
I mean, Scotty Hastings, I've talked to him several times. Derek Stoner, I've talked to him several times. I've talked to Mike Ponder, who's down in, all three of those are down in Nashville. And those guys are, being veterans and then being rising singer-songwriters as they are very humble. And it's just amazing to see the community of veteran singer-songwriters out there. Because when I first started, talking with, learning all these different veteran singer-songwriters, I was like, oh, there's not that many. But the more I dive into it, they're all over the place. Like, you got Barbara Sim in Alaska, you got Scotty, you got Derek, I mean, they're everywhere.
I'm finding that out too. I've only, like I said, I've only been doing this show, this Song Sung True. This is my 10th interview that's coming up, so I don't have that many. So, but what I'm finding is that when I go to some of the singer-songwriter, or actually some of the songwriting camps, I know you're familiar with all of that as well too, and some of these names emerge. It's like, oh, I'm gonna keep an eye on that person and see where it goes. So that's and then of course networking with folks like yourself and those who are doing a lot of broad podcasts with singer-songwriters. So they're out there.
I have two questions. Okay, the first one. So Guitars for Vets, you said that they do 11 lessons, or about an hour, all of this stuff. So that is, I'm assuming, completely free to these veterans?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah, so there's a process. There's an application process that they have to go through, and it's on the website itself. But once they clear, I mean, it's you just have to prove a couple of different things, and the paperwork that's involved with that needs to be completed and reviewed. But once that's done, it's up to the local chapter or the cyber chapter to go ahead and give it the thumbs up and assign that individual to an instructor. And then
Okay.
the whole life cycle of attending that student, they've got to make sure that they hit all the lessons. And whether they learn, I just want to learn, to put my fingers on, the strings. That's all I need to know. And if it takes 11 lessons to do that, that's what it is. Or I want to learn how to play, country music, something like that. So it's varied in terms of the expectation for the veteran, but it's customized by the instructor for that individual, which is also a great program. The Guitars for Vets leadership basically say, here are the guidelines, but we know you're an experienced guitar player, so you use what you need to in these guidelines, and help get this veteran across the finish line with that brand new guitar and accessories.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
So, Michael, hello. Welcome to the show, my friend. So, Michael's in Wheeling, West Virginia. Him and his wife are part of the Patriot Guard up in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Hey, Michael.
And then Triple Threat Vets podcast. They're out of Texas. They're four veterans. You got Scott Blake, Ty, Matt, and Al.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing people. I'm going to get you connected. I'm going to get you connected.
Nice to meet
with
you.
them. I'm going to get you connected with them. That way you can be on their show as well.
All right.
Their show is amazing. Their show goes live on Thursdays. Cool. And I don't know how far scheduled out they are. They do one a week, but they have a pretty good following, and
awesome.
They're amazing people to talk with and hang out with. Scott Blake is a DJ. He's building a DJ empire in Texas, and it's
good grief.
So he loves music, and one of his questions that he asked in his hot seat is, who's a better singer, or who would you say is better, Michael Jackson or Prince?
Is that a question for me?
Well, you can answer it if you want.
God.
But,
oh my goodness! Wow. Well, that's a nice sample question.
Yeah. So he does a hot seat at the end of the show.
Oh,
he asks. It's like 10 questions he'll ask you throughout.
Jeez. Hey Scott, I want to just tell Scott this. Hey Scott, I was a broadcast journalist major back in the 80s, and I worked in Oregon Rock Radio. Nice. So a lot of the work that I do for Guitars for Vets in terms of live event programming, I draw from my experience of broadcasting at FM radio. Oh, so yeah, it's kind of like, this is kind of like reliving a past that I really didn't have enough time to do, but now, to be able to, so yeah, kudos, buddy. So
I had one more question.
Go for it.
Sure.
So let's say Mr. Willis here decides he wants to go to or signs up, approved, thumbs up, all that for the in-person Bardstown. Willis doesn't have a guitar.
Yeah.
Is there and I know that you said that you guys don't give one until after the lessons. Is that something when these veterans get approved and go to these in-person events, are there ones available to play, or is that something they need to have? Just out of curiosity for these people that want to sign up and don't have it.
Well, here's what I found out recently, that Guitars for Vets is outfitting the chapters with guitars with the necessary accessories for new students.
Awesome.
Whereas before, this is recent, it was told to me earlier that no, people will have to find, those who are interested in taking lessons will need to find a friend or a church member or a colleague or someone to loan them that guitar for that 11 lesson period. But I believe some of that has changed or is changing towards the just go into the facility itself, the chapter, the G4V chapter, and they will outfit one for you to use.
Yeah.
Just temporarily.
And of course that's in person. So not the cyber or not the Zoom.
Yeah.
Correct. For cyber.
That is good to know that that's something that's coming up, that if you don't have it, and because some of these veterans may think this is a great idea and they go in there and like, nah, I can't do this with my fingers. So one, disabilities, two, You think you want to do something and you may not like it. Not to say that anybody wouldn't want to play guitar who doesn't want to play guitar, but there are some disabilities that would hinder somebody from that. So, you know,
Absolutely. And here's the thing, based on the chapter, it's really it's the chapter coordinator, one who really leads the program for Guitars for Vets, along with the instructor, who will basically say, let's take a look at, what the veterans challenges are and their ambitions, and they get to make that determination as to whether or not it's the right program, the right fit. There's a lot of input too. I think that the VA will also have input to give, so they won't refer a veteran who it may not be the right solution for them. But again, there's a lot of leeway, a lot of consideration that each chapter will have. And for the cyber chapter itself, I will tell you, I can give you some examples of some of the students that I've received. I had one student who had some issues with the neural pathways, as it was described to me, from really her brain to her fingertips, and she had plates in her hands. So there was some real challenges, with it working for her playing guitar, but she tried it. She tried the first 3 or 4 lessons. It was kind of like, I'm gonna beat this thing, and she's just so determined. And and she made it through the entire 11 lessons. And she also demonstrated to me, and more importantly, showed her doctor, who thought, this is good for you if you can make it work. And after she told me that the doctor was like, oh my goodness, this is phenomenal.
I think the accomplishment that she felt after that, and just powering through it, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Another example, I had one student who was blind in one eye and suffered just nerve issues and all. But what he did is, again, depending on the determination and what he wanted out of it, which is basically, I just want to learn how to strum, and I want to make some easy chords. And for most students, not necessarily the ones that come to the Guitars for Vets program, it's kind of like, oh well, that'll take maybe 3-4 lessons. Well, this one, this took maybe 8 lessons to do, and then the other 3 lessons that we had was geared towards, I want to learn how to play this song. So here's a guy who's like half blind, and he's not able to really fully function because of he suffered some jitters, and he just couldn't control the movement in his fingers, but he stuck it out and he got his guitar, and he's now an instructor with Guitars for Vets too.
Nice.
That's awesome.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
And all he wanted to do was learn how to strum.
That's all I wanted to do. It's like, this is what I want to do. And here's the really cool thing about Guitars for Vets, in my experience, with the students that I've come into, who decide that I want to now teach other veterans how to play. So we're actively looking for these graduates to take the next step, and that's, now you show someone how to play guitar. And to me, this is another one of those out of left field moments. It's kind of like, how awesome is that?
No, that is cool, because the student becomes a teacher, and they have that sense of accomplishment of completing the course, and then now they're helping other veterans go through the course.
And also found a new outlet.
Which, I mean, we all know music is a great outlet for veterans. It's like outdoor therapy. Outdoor therapy is very therapeutic for veterans. Any kind of, like painting, sitting down and painting on a canvas of how you're feeling, that's very therapeutic as well. Eating crowns is very therapeutic. I had to throw it. I love it. I know, I had to throw it out there because I knew you were going to.
Oh, you were talking about painting. I figured you'd be coloring too.
But no, it's super cool, because like you guys have the Guitars for Vets and Tandy Leather Shop Guitar Strap Workshop.
There's that artwork, that thing that we're partnering with the leather shop, or the ones who actually present leather works, working with leathers and all. And we decided that, you know what, how about a guitar strap? How about a guitar strap that you can create on your own out of leather? And then, you could go ahead and take that and into your Guitars for Vets lesson for the guitar that you're going to get, or maybe one that you already have. So yeah, there's some cross partner relationships kind of a thing with the other art groups that are out there, which is really cool, worth checking out. It's no cost to the veterans. So
that's super cool. So what you could also do, which I don't know if y'all thought about this though, with the videography that, with the photography and the videography that you have, you can get a veteran paired with, a videographer, and they can create a video. They could create
even classes. They do that too. And just so you know, Cav Arts is actively looking for all of the arts. So just like Willis, how you had approached Cav Arts with podcasting and maybe the ins and outs of what you need to know. That's a great idea.
Is there baking on there? Cooking, baking?
Well, you know what? It can be. I mean, it's a wide open field for opportunities for veterans who want to, they want to share some of their own expertise, and it's going to benefit the arts community of veterans. By all means, I say, bring it up.
It was just a little idea. I started a bakery that benefits veteran organizations.
Yeah, of course.
So one thing I saw, and I'm wondering, so can any veteran go on to guitarsforvets.org and sign up, or do they have to be referred by the VA or a therapist? Like, do people have the option to just sign up, or
it really depends on the chapter itself, which chapter you're going into. But I believe Guitars for Vets does have they have posted the requirements on the site itself. But again, the chapter itself has a tremendous amount of influence on who they're willing to go ahead and accept as a student. I think that the best bet would be take a look at the map. Go to the Guitars for Vets website, check out the map, look for the nearest chapter, and if it's 40 miles or less, you'll need to go into the chapter itself. But it's greater than 40 miles. Last I heard, if it's greater than 40 miles, then it's the cyber chapter that will go ahead and take care of the considerations and the teaching and all that stuff.
So here's what it says: how to enroll in Guitars for Vets program. Chapters are commonly located within the Veterans Affairs, Veterans of Foreign Wars, and Veteran Service offices. If you are near any of our chapters, you can work with a local chapter coordinator to get a referral into our program. Please note that each chapter may have a different referral process based on their location. Some locations may require a case social worker referral. Then there's a click right here for map of the chapters. And then if you have any questions about enrollment, you can contact your local chapter, which if you go to the little map and you click on the dot that's close to you, it'll have their email. Like the one for Kentucky was, I want to say it was, let's go back here. Let's zoom in. Because I looked at it just a second ago. I clicked on it. It's like ky.barstown@guitarsforvets.org is the email for that one. And it's Michael T is his name. I guess he lives in E-Town because it's his address is E-Town. So it might be like a VFW or something in Barstown he goes to, but he lives in E-Town. So,
real good. Definitely reach out for sure. And I don't know. I mean, each chapter has its waiting lists because it's such a popular program. Others may not have a waiting list. Others may refer you to, well, let's see, you're not close enough and you could go to the cyber chapter, or you can apply through CavArts as well too. So for online lessons, you can go through the cyber chapter Guitars for Vets. Another way is to go through CavArts and then just follow the path in applying for guitar lessons. So a couple of different ways you can go through that.
Yeah, there's a ton of information on the site, so that's great. Like the information that you're looking for, just click around on the site. I'm going to put it.
Yeah, and that's one
Yeah.
resource. The guitarsforvets.org website is a wonderful resource on how to and where to go and what to do. But we also have a YouTube channel. So Guitars for Vets has a YouTube channel, and what you'll find there are lessons, recorded live events, instructions on how to play songs, some professional interviews, like industry professional interviews. There's a whole chat. Yeah, whole channel that exists that we just revamped. We just recently revamped. So one of the things that I highly recommend you do is just go under YouTube and look up Guitars for Vets, and then check it out, because there's a lot of cool stuff there too.
Yeah, there's a cool thing. With the website, the guitarsforvets.org, the cavarts.org, you got the YouTube channel, you got Facebook page, you can follow it on Facebook.
Your podcast.
We're really trying to get the instruction out to the people who are looking for it.
That's awesome.
Like it looks like you guys are doing a fantastic job already.
So if
I'll tell my boss.
If you go to cavarts.org and you join, then you got to search for Guitars for Vets. It pops up pretty easily. Underneath the stations, and then here you got welcome to Guitars for Vets Learning Center, May 2024. Then you got Guitars for Vets Cyber Chapter, volunteers and a guitar instructor, and then you got down below, you got like events coming up and stuff like that. And
we try to post in advance, like at the very start of each month. What is it that the veteran community can look forward to? And we try and list everything out so they can kind of plan out the month, because I'll tell you, for the month of May, this has been one of the busier months. We had so much happening that we were thinking, well, maybe we're overwhelming our community with events, but no, they're attending. They're getting a lot of value from it, and they've let us know how much they appreciate it.
Well, yeah, that, and you're given so many options. Like maybe not everybody can attend or be involved in one, but they can go to another one. So
exactly. And here's the thing too, is that we do record them and then we post them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right.
So if they missed lesson 3 of the intro to acoustic guitar, they know they can go to YouTube, the YouTube page, and find it there.
Yeah,
and they can watch it on.
Okay.
So
that's great.
Let's talk about, what we didn't hit on was the modules and more. Because there's a lot of information in modules and more, like right here, 1.0 tag introduction.
You want to bring it up on screen? I'll if you want to scroll through it, I'll talk through that. Yeah, so modules and more. So this is really the heart of the learning curriculum itself. We have put all of the things that we're trying to teach in the modules and more. So we call these chapters, these lessons, modules. So we're in the Guitars for Vets Learning Center. As you scroll down, the first thing you see, we're welcoming you, and then exploring, the G4V Learning Center. If you take a look under that fourth option where it says sign up here, this is where it's like, I want to learn to play guitar. That's where you click. All right. So once you've gotten your membership approved and you're in, and you select G4V Learning Center and you want to sign up for guitar lessons, that is where you start. All right. Okay. So as you scroll down, I tag Intro to Acoustic Guitar. This is module number 1. There are a total of 5 modules. If you take a look at what we cover in the introduction itself, we're going to show you the parts of the guitar, the open strings, how to hold a pick, how to hold a guitar, even get your finger on the frets and strings and playing your first string. And then the second module itself, we're going to teach you how to read chord diagrams. Like you want to learn how to play that, that song. Well, we're going to show you how to interpret the information on a song sheet, chords, lyrics. We're going to teach you some of the basic chords, some of the open chords. There are, I would say, there are probably like eight that you are going to be exposed to in those lessons. And then how do you place your fingers on the guitar when you're making these noises that you don't want to hear? You're hearing the strings buzz, or you're maybe the notes are not clean. We're going to reinforce that learning for you and also teach you the importance of practice. In the third module itself, we're going to teach you, now that we've shown you how to play chords, we're going to show you how to move between those chords. If you're playing like a D chord to a G chord, we're going to practice that. And then we're going to do a G chord to a C chord, and so on and so forth. And then we're going to show you more scales. And then in the fourth module, we're now going to be reading more sophisticated looking song charts called tablature, and it breaks down like scales and separate notes. And that takes a little bit of time there. And then when you go to module 5, everyone wants to know how to strum, because really that's what we do most of the time with playing guitar, is strumming. And how many strumming patterns we show you? I think we show maybe 4 of the more popular ones, so you can apply any of those to any of the songs that you are learning. In each of those modules, we believe it's like a 5-week course, if you will. It takes 5 weeks to get through all of that. Guitar Player's Toolkit. This is basically the encyclopedia of guitar players. If you want to learn a certain thing, like how to use a capo, or how to count the beat, or how to write music, it's all in the Guitar Player's Toolkit. Brigade lessons, I was telling you earlier, if you're just new to guitars for vets, you just graduated, you want to learn like the blues, or what we call triads. How do you play the 3 notes in a chord? Maybe a little bit of strumming. That's where we've got those lessons. Those are all videos that have been pre-recorded and thrown into that section. We even show you how to sing and play. You're thinking playing might be difficult. Try singing and playing at the same time. We try to help you with that. And then my personal favorite, which is down below that, is the intro to the guitar jam itself. So one of the things that we show our veteran players is, now that you've learned a few things, you've learned how to strum, the chords, how to read charts, we're now going to prepare you to use that so you can attend your first jam in an
That's awesome.
It's basically, okay, we're going to show you songs. We're going to step through different techniques. And then this is our library of live event recordings. These are the most recent recordings that we've done. So say, for instance, you wanted to take a look at Malachias Gaskin, who we had on Song Sung True. You see it right there. And you can just scroll down that entire list for all the different live recordings that we do, whether it be showing you how to do something, or interviewing, a combat veteran, singer-songwriter, or, how to play Take It to the Limit by the Eagles, stuff like that. That's
awesome.
Yeah. So it's one stop. We want you to feel like, okay, we can be a resource for you. We may not have everything, but we are trying to touch on so many interests of, so many individuals. So
I know Malachi.
Do you?
Yeah, I met him in Murfreesboro.
Oh, you did? Oh, Malachi?
Yeah.
Oh, great guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. So he served with James.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You're right.
He was there.
He did Warrior Rounds.
House and
with Warrior Rounds. Yeah.
With Warrior Rounds. But they were doing their 30-year reunion of Black Hawk Down, or Operation Gothic Serpent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hung out with him all weekend. He was awesome.
Yeah, just a great guy. Yeah.
He is a great guy.
Interview if you can. He's really.
Actually, I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Yeah, me too. That's why I was like, I know Malachi. I had to look at his last name.
Yeah, that's so cool, dude. I'm super excited to learn more, and then to get that information out there, because there's a lot of veterans out there that might want to pick up the guitar and learn how to play, and they can either go to guitarsforvets.org. Or they can go to cavarts.org and find their local chapter wherever they might be. And if they're not if there's not one that within 40 miles, then they'll go to the online cyber chapter, which you head up that department there. And what, the partnership that Guitars for Vets has with CavArts is awesome, because it's not just one way of reaching out. It's multiple ways of reaching out. And it's so cool to see, it started in, you said 2007, to look and see where you guys originally started to where you're at now. And then your partnership with CavArts, and how you're able to reach, more of a, you got a more of a reach. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, definitely. Depending on the skill level, and it's pretty broad. It's like, okay, no, we've got electric guitar players who can rock, and we want to attract them to become our instructor, part of the instructor corps. Or we have these brand spanking, I just want to learn to play and help me understand how to do that. And you get that all the time. And I just want to say one thing about, for your audience, if, say, for instance, you've been giving it some thought about wanting to play guitar, but you're just like, no, my fingers are too fat, or, I just don't have time. The question I have to is, how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
Because our instructors are there to make you succeed. They're going to help you do everything you can and they can to make it happen for you. And it doesn't have to be like these grand scale goals of, I'm going to learn to play Freebird, the solo, or, or, Stairway to Heaven. No. It can be, listen, I just want to strum 3 chords, 2 chords, or I just want to go ahead and make sounds with my fingers on these strings. That's all that I'm asking, because I'd be satisfied with that. If you're satisfied with that, well, let us help you get there.
So let me ask you this question. If you got active duty service members that are deployed, wherever they might be deployed at the present moment in time, and while they're over there, they want to learn how to play the guitar, how would you guys work with them? Because the time difference. It could be 7 to 8 hours difference, or depending on what part of the country the instructor's at. How would Guitars for Vets work with them?
This question.
It is, I've heard about that happening in the cyber chapter. We actually had someone who was active in the Philippines, and we had an instructor assigned to that individual to take them through the lessons. So it's all virtual, obviously, but it is doable. I believe Guitars for Vets is also looking to broaden that opportunity. We do have, I remember talking with Paul about G for V at sea. So people out on the boat, they're out on a ship, and they are wanting to receive guitar lessons. And we put the curriculum together to allow these, these individuals who are interested in learning to play guitar out on the ship using these materials, pre-recorded materials. And I believe there's also an instructor kit. So if someone who knows how to play can actually lead them through that process, they would be there on hand as well.
Awesome. I just tagged Rick Ames in the chat. He's a Navy veteran / Marine Corps veteran who he's a bassist, but he knows how to play guitar as well. He's in a couple bands and stuff like that. So I tagged him in the chat just to see if he'll pop on, because I think this is something that might be up his wheelhouse to, because, he'll tell you that the bass is the heartbeat of a band. Me personally, I think it's the drums, because I love I play drums a little bit.
But you don't have to have drums.
Yeah,
you don't have to have drums. You're correct, and you don't really have to have a bass either.
No,
yeah.
you need a voice.
Before Rick comes on, and I'll tell you why I think that the bass is really the heartbeat. The drummer, of course, will go ahead, and my drummer in my band speaks with visual language to my bassist all the time, because the bassist is really setting the groove.
Yeah.
Right. The drummer's driving the train, but that bass player is making it feel awesome. It's like, funky, bluesy, but that bass player. Yeah. I mean, this is what music has taught me, but I could be wrong. Rick may say that's you got that all wrong, Tom. But
I
No,
don't
I
know.
think of the bass player.
You just described Rick.
Yeah. You
Oh,
just,
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Wait, is that you have a bass sitting behind you anywhere?
I don't. No,
You
I'm
don't.
not a bass. I'm not a bass. I'm a guitar player. So, but I do. I work so closely with the bass players that I know.
Yeah.
In songwriting, for instance, it's kind of, I want it to sound kind of like this, and I don't have to worry about it. It's kind of like they kind of can figure it out
They
with
get
their
you,
their experience and that groove. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, so if somebody was wanting to get a hold of you, or Guitars for Vets, what's the best option or best way for them to go about doing that?
Well, Guitars for Vets has its info at Guitars for Vets. I think it's spelled out for FOR instead of the number. But if you go to the website, they do have that email address, info@guitarsforvets.org.
Okay.
They'll go ahead and take your questions. If you want to reach me, feel free, tom.lamog, tom.lamog@guitarsforvets.org, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Now,
someone sounds like a
that
recording.
Guitars for Vets on your email, is that the number 4 or FOR?
It's a FOR.
Yeah, FOR.
Yeah.
For vets.org, you said?
Yeah.
.org.
tom.lamog@guitarsforvets.org.
And
No N, by the way. No N. LAMONG. Now, get that N out of there. So.
What? The what?
There's no N.
There's no N.
LOMOG.
LAMOG. Yeah.
So I just
look, my brain, it's Monday.
Don't feel bad. I got a lot of people.
Okay.
And then I just put the phone number right here, 1-855-G4V HERO, and then also info@guitarsforvets.org as well. That's if you want to get in touch with somebody there. And then Tom's email is right here, tom.lamog@guitarsforvets.org.
You can also find me on CavArts, and because again I'm there teaching and also consulting as well too. You'll just look me up and you'll find me there as well. You can IM me too, so don't need to email me.
Yeah, so if you sign up for CavArts, you can go down and you can actually find members, and then you can find Tom through the members thing. And like I said, CavArts is like Facebook for veterans.
So do you have to be a veteran to be on CavArts?
You do, yeah. Because
he's an instructor.
Because I'm an instructor. Because I'm a coordinator. I have to help with the programming and all. I give the live events.
What if you do have to be a veteran, but what about family members of veterans? Can they can't sign up?
These are CavArts. These are their guidelines. So if you can get them to approve it, and I believe they have, but I don't know the details. You can ask.
If somebody's wanting to come in and be an instructor of any type of the arts.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you do it.
Required to be a veteran as well.
So baking's an art.
Well, that's what I
know. That's what I'm saying. Baking is definitely an art form.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I mean, all you gotta do is reach out to to go to CavArts, and you can cavarts.org, and then contact them and see, and we'll go through the process. And I'm gonna reach back out to the lady that Tom hooked me up with, and see about doing this whole podcast. Create a channel for podcasting.
And you need to reach out to the Bardstown chapter.
Yeah, and I'm gonna reach out to the guy Tom, the Bardstown chapter, and see about going through the program, because
you should. And you know what? If you finish it in time, maybe you can show up to the Hero Stock Jam that everyone talks about.
Oh, well, so we're planning on doing a Hero Stock here in Kentucky. So
there you go.
Jam session.
I don't know if you want to hear me sing, but no, I don't.
Hey, just getting in there and strumming. And what you should look into, Willis, is you could always come into the Guitars for Vets Learning Center, learn a few things, and then strum along with me, because I lead those iJam sessions every first Thursday evening. Nice. Right? So I can't hear people can hear me sing and play, but I can't hear them, and no one else can hear them either. So sing all you want, we won't hear you.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to. I'm definitely gonna have to look into all of this because it's something that as I'm getting older, I want to be able to go on my front porch or my back porch and just strum and just play music. I mean, because for one, like I said, it's very therapeutic,
Mhm.
and I don't always have the chance to go hang out in nature because I love just going out in the woods, waking up in the morning, sitting out by a tree and just watching nature wake up. I mean, that
Mhm.
for me, that's amazing. I mean, that's some of the best therapy I ever had.
So peaceful.
Oh, it is peaceful. Just listening to the birds wake up and the squirrels wake up and just watch the sunrise. I mean,
Listen to you, soft
dude,
dude.
Ah,
Just
well, if you
think you
think
learn how to
if you
play the guitar, your wife might like you a little more.
well, here's the other thing too, Willis, is that you could do that first thing in the morning with a cup of coffee. That's what I used to do, and I would have the fire burning, and then the last thing at night, sitting around the campfire.
yep.
It's like nothing like it out there camping, and you've got that guitar, and it's kind of like you're just strumming chords and just
Yep.
listening to the music kind of head off into the heavens and all. It's really
See,
neat.
the first song I would learn to play is Rocky Top, just to piss my wife off.
Why? Why would you? She may be excited that you're learning how to play guitar.
No, I love the song Rocky Top, and I have since I was a wee little boy, um, and I didn't even know it was part of Tennessee. Like for the state of Tennessee, the football team or the basketball team. I didn't know that. I love the song Rocky Top. It's just something that I've always listened to. Back and then Rainy Night was another good song that I love listening
but you're
to.
talking like full on songs. So have either one of you ever heard of Tom Dooley?
Tom
Oh
Dooley.
gosh, I remember learning that when I started playing guitar.
That's the first thing my daddy taught me on the piano.
Mm-hmm.
Tom
Oh
Dooley.
yeah. They still play it in the Guitars for Vets Learning Center too. So
That's awesome.
Mm.
That is awesome. Well, my friend, I want to thank you again for coming on here and hanging out with us. It's
You
been
bet.
our pleasure
Yes.
to have you on here to talk about Guitars for Vets and Cav Arts.
So much good
Sure thing.
And
So
if
much.
there's anything in the near future that you want to come back and talk about, big events that you got going on and stuff like that, feel free to reach out to me and I'll get you back on.
Appreciate that.
You're very,
Yeah.
you're very welcome. And even if we have to, like interrupt an episode to get you on to talk about it,
Oh,
I will
good
do
Lord.
that. I will do that for you.
Let me
I'll-
just turn my amp up to 11 then in that case, and then I'll
There you
just
go.
drown everyone out.
Yeah.
It's a real pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for
well-
having me. I appreciate what you
well,
do as well.
Well,
Thanks
you're
for
very
spending the time
welcome,
with
and
us.
thank you for that, and thank you for spending, this hour and a half with us. And go enjoy that sunrise out there in California, because my wife is a little jealous because she wants to move to either Florida or California because she wants to be next to the beach somewhere.
Of course. Don't we all? All
But my
right.
friend, it's been our pleasure, and I'm going to definitely reach out to the Bardstown chapter and see about that, and see what I can do about figuring out how to, start learning how to play guitar and go from there.
Awesome. Thanks again for all you do.
We thank you, and you have a great night, my friend.
All right. Take care.
All right, bye. Dude, how cool was that?
That was pretty cool.
I want to fix this banner real
I'm
quick.
trying to picture you playing a card or playing a card. It's still Monday.
It's still Monday.
I'm trying to think of you playing a guitar just as much as I try to think of you doing rodeo.
Oh man, I love the rodeo.
I can't picture it, but you did it.
Yeah, I did. Amateur. I started. God, I was young when I.
So I'm surprised you don't already know guitar.
I've dabbled in it, but I can't say that I'm proficient anyway. I'm like a master. No,
Yeah.
a jack of all trades and master of none.
Yeah. That's what I say about me. Like
Yeah.
Jill.
I've done all kinds of stuff, and I grew up with music, and music has always been therapeutic, especially when you're either banging the drums or strumming the guitar or
Just blaring it in the car sometimes, driving down with your windows open, just
yeah.
away from everything.
I love getting in my truck, turning on whatever style of music I want to listen to that day,
Mhm.
whether it's country, rap, rock, you name it,
Mhm.
and just blaring it. Have all 4 windows rolled down in the truck and just blaring it.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the wife, when she's in the vehicle, she's like, "Oh, you did turn it down." So I turn it all the way, or not all the way down, but I turn it down to an acceptable level for me because you know I'm almost deaf in one ear and barely can hear out the other.
So you
And
can't act like the 16-year-old anymore in their little Honda Civic and big old speakers.
no,
Uh,
no, and I wish I could, but
just when you're by yourself.
I can't. And
You probably do it low.
yeah, I do with low and I do with G. Now there's sometimes when G gets in the car, she's like, "I got a headache, Daddy. Turn it down." But
Oh,
Lorelai will tell me, "Daddy, let's play IPC."
good.
And I'm like, "Bro, I'm not in the mood for ICP right now. You know, I got to be in a different kind of mood when I play ICP, especially, yeah,
It's
the
an
great
intense one.
Malenko. I gotta be in the mood for it, man. But anywho, he's hard of hearing and it's loud as fuck.
Yeah, we were just talking about you.
Yeah,
He's gonna get himself in trouble.
she does not like when I play loud music.
I'm talking about you playing the guitar in the wrong song. He's trying to get divorced.
Nah, she loves me too much and I love her too much.
It's very true.
But anywho, it's this episode started off a little wonky because I played our sponsor video and jumped right into it. I
Didn't do our intro.
and didn't do the intro.
Look, happy Monday after we skip for a holiday.
I know
We'll get back on track next Sunday. We promise.
Definitely.
We'll try.
But I do want to say something about this commercial. I was watching TV the other night and this commercial came on. BetterHelp. It's a BetterHelp commercial. And it fits into what we talk about all the time, about
Always.
asking that next hard question.
Yep.
We always talk about asking that next hard question. And this commercial, when I saw it, I was like, dude, I gotta get this for the podcast because it just fits.
It's
And
perfect.
and I played it at the beginning. I'm going to play it here in just a few seconds. It's 30 seconds long, but it fits for anybody dealing with PTSD, anxiety, hypervigilance, depression,
spirals, you name it.
You name it. It fits. And, it fits into our narrative podcast about asking the next hard question, because you have to ask the next hard question, because you never know what's going through Candace's brain. You never know what's going through Willis's brain or Julie's brain or anybody else that's, watches this podcast. He immediately paused. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. I rewound it and played it again. It just like struck a nerve because it's something that we talk about all the time. And it
ask the tough question.
You have to ask the next hard question. Always. And this commercial, it's 30 seconds long, but I'm telling you, it's just you have to ask the next hard question.
That beautiful meaning
So
footage.
I'm gonna play it real quick. It's just 30 seconds. And you know what really about that is all of the things that were written on that whiteboard, I've said.
We all do.
All
of us. And majority of the time it's said, it ain't true.
Yeah. No, I would agree. Most of the time it's not true. Man, I tell you, it just is one of those things. It just really, really, really struck a nerve.
Yeah.
And is just like, holy cow, that is exactly how I feel sometimes. And it's just like, that's what we talk about on this podcast time and time again.
It's the purpose. I think a lot of that is part of your purpose.
Yeah.
And what you do with this.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure it hit real hard when you saw it. And like Julie said, you stopped and rewound it and played it again. And I'm sure you have done that countless times since you've seen it.
I have. I've watched it.
You sent it to me and you're asking like,
I sent it to Ty. I sent it to you.
And you have probably watched it umpteen times.
I have. And I got it on my phone and I pull it up because if I'm in a functified mood, I'm like, bro. So I play it and then I'm like, all right, I need to talk to somebody. So I'll reach out to, whoever my go-to is that day.
Yeah.
Whether it be my wife or whether it be you or Ty or Matt or Al, one of the crew. And it's just like, holy cow.
Julie wants to know what mood?
Any kind of mood.
No, you said something.
A functified mood?
Functified.
When I'm functified.
Functified.
When I'm functified.
That's a new phrase. It's phenomenally functified. I almost said the wrong word.
You could have.
You have to be real careful with that one.
Yeah. But
it's
no,
if
you're just now tuning in, we had Groovin' Tom Lamog from Guitars from Vets on. If you want to learn how to play a guitar, I don't even know what that. But if you want to learn how to play guitar, go to guitarsforvets.org and find a chapter close to your area wherever you are. And then you can also go to CavArts, CAVARTS.org.
That looks really cool.
And sign up for that. That there is a Facebook for veterans without all the bullshit.
I almost don't even want to say it's like a Facebook because it's so much bigger than that.
Well, it is. It's much bigger than that. I mean, there's all kinds of things. There's everything on there.
Yeah, because even if you're not interested in playing guitar, if there's any type of arts that you're interested in and you're a veteran, like go get on CavArts because you can learn how to do anything. Yeah,
there's all kinds of veteran-led workshops, tandy leather, mindfulness. I mean, there's all kinds of things on here.
What are the art rooms over there on the left?
So you got visual arts for the heart, writing for the mind, music for life. There's just all kinds of things on here. And it's super cool. So that's cavarts.org. You have to be a veteran. And then if you're skilled in making knives, metalworking, you can come on here. And if there's not a station for that, then you can create your station. And start teaching people how to, make knives and how to, horseshoe, how to make blacksmithing. If you want to teach people how to be a blacksmith, you can come on here and if there's not a station for it, you can create it. And that's what CavArts is all about. There's like right now, there's not a thing on there for podcasting. I want to talk to them about creating a platform for podcasting because a lot of people say, hey, I want to do a podcast. I want to be able to talk about podcast bundles, different types of podcast bundles.
Then look at your arts and crafts. Like, look at the overlays and the things that you've created for us.
There's
all these arts and crafts for you. I love it. No, I'm teasing. No, it is wonderful.
I mean, it's great. Like these overlays, working through Canva, teaching people how to use Canva. That's something that I want to be able to do and share my knowledge with them.
Yeah, and there's a whole team of veteran podcasters.
Yeah, and bring in Ty from Triple Threat, bring in Rich from Misfit Nation, bring in Brian from Every Day's a Saturday, bring in Travis, bring in all this crew that we're building. With Heroes Media Group, what Heroes Media Group does, Military United podcast streams, which you see at the bottom at Heroes Media Group, at Military United podcast streams, the Tip of the Spear guys. There's just so many things that as veteran podcasters we can teach other veterans that might want to get into the realm of podcasting. Our community, Julie just said it, our community that we're building. It's that's what it's all about, is building that camaraderie. So anywho, since we didn't do our intro, and it kind of starts back from the last episode.
Yeah, because you played the intro at the outro.
I played the intro at the outro. So, I'm messing that up. I guess I need to get Elvis Gnome over here. He's right there. Sing.
What's he going to do?
He's going to help me sing it out, man.
Oh, no.
I'm not singing. Trust me, I'm not singing.
Oh, no.
But
I'm getting scared now. HomeFront, we got some exciting stuff going on.
We do.
Really exciting stuff.
We do got some cool stuff.
Yeah. So make sure, as we don't completely fuddle all of this, join us next Sunday.
Yes.
On our normal day.
Next Sunday we have, hold that shirt up, Veteran Hundo Club.
Oh, I just got my shirt today. I'm excited.
she just got her shirt today. Veteran Hundo Club is Mr. Christopher Raymond.
Thank you, Chris. Oh, let me turn it this way.
Yeah,
Look.
Yeah, block my ugly face. So next Sunday we got Veteran Hundo Club. Then on the 20th, on Monday, we got the Two Wolf Foundation. I'm super excited about that one. And then the Sunday after, we have Beyond Boundaries, which is super, super cool organization. And then on the 27th, we have Nick Buss from Leaf Homes. He created Leaf Homes, the ERG within Leaf Homes. He didn't create Leaf Homes, but and then on the 29th, we got our Tip of the Spear Veterans Roundtable, and we will have 2 new veteran podcasters joining us. We will have Brian Roof from Every Day's a Saturday, who's a Marine, and then we're going to have Travis from Oscar Mike Radio joining us as well, and he is another jarhead.
Yeah,
another
you
Marine.
just did an interview with him, didn't you?
I did an interview with both of them.
Mike wants to know if you're going on vacation.
Are we going on vacation? When are we going on vacation? When do you want to go on vacation?
I'm getting ready to, because I won't be with you on the 26th.
So that's Beyond Boundaries. You're gonna miss Beyond Boundaries. Oh man, what's wrong with you?
I'll be on a beach.
Okay, have fun.
You want to go with me, Julie?
But anywho, like we say always, make sure I go down to the outro. Stay safe out there. We got your 6. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.